For the 450 division, finishing third for Rocky Mountain ATV MC KTM, Blake Baggett.
I was just putting the pressure on you, dude. It was like I was right behind you. I was waiting for you to pick up the pace.
Impatient. In second, riding for KTM, Red Bull, Marvin Musquin. And your winner on the Monster Energy Kawasaki, Eli Tomac. Blake, congratulations. Getting kind of comfy up here on the podium. Take us through the main event. You got a good start, and you were kind of there with Marvin, little cat and mouse back and forth. The lap traffic, I'm sure, played a little bit of a part in that.
Yeah, track was tough tonight. It was super slippery and was breaking down pretty fast. We were down to the concrete in a few spots, and some big rocks were starting to come up. So it was just technical. One of those ones that you had to be patient, and if it came to you, it came to you. And some laps you were good, and other laps you were just off the pace a little bit. And I was just off the pace from him a little bit.
Marvin, towards the later part of that main event, you could start seeing Eli a little bit, started making a little bit of a run. Was that same kind of thing with the traffic, getting a little bit of open track, or did you find a little bit of a rhythm midway through?
I think I found a little bit of a better rhythm, but I think my whole main was my whole motto was consistent. But I wish my lap times were a little bit better at the beginning, especially when Jason went down and I got into a second place. Yeah, I was. I don't think I ever did a 49, and then that's what Eli was running, and I was in the 50s, and then we were actually pretty much the same. And I knew the lappers were going to be pretty tough out there, and yeah, obviously Eli was the first one to get in there, and then tried a couple eyes on that, but didn't happen, and made a little bit of ground, but nothing to get it behind Eli. So. Happy with second. It was a really tough main. Like Blake said, I mean, that track was really tough. And the whoops were like not big, like pretty low, but it was really tough to, because we want to go really fast and it got a little sketchy. And I was trying to jump through them and be consistent. And yeah, consistent for 20 minutes. I was a long main again.
Eli, congratulations. Fastest qualifier, won the heat, won the main, and stayed out of a lot of trouble tonight. Just kind of walk us through the night.
It was just a night of good starts, and then just being consistent after that. That's all I can say at this point was those starts. They put us out front in clean air, and once or after that third qualifying session, we found our pace, and we're just feeling it all day.
Yeah, Blake Baggett, congratulations on your 50th career start and your third consecutive Supercross podium. How is this helping your confidence in your program for the rest of the season?
Just keep plugging away. So it's a big step in the right direction, but at the same time, there's still 2 spots to improve, and the goal is to get there, but that's the goal of 21 other guys as well. So you got to put it all together, want it more, and make it happen.
This question is for all you guys. Aside to the whoops, was there any other part of the track that was breaking down pretty bad that you guys were having trouble with?
Yeah, I think a little bit everywhere. I mean, I think that the track was, I don't know if you guys agree with that, but it was kind of different in practice to me. It got a lot slicker. Those ruts got choppy, and it was kind of hard to be smooth out there and get a good drive. And out of those ruts, we keep making new lines in some of the turns. But yeah, that was definitely a good track for racing. When you see ruts like that and bumps, and makes it really difficult, and it's good for racing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the whoops were kind of the area tonight. All day they were really slick, and it was tough just to get the right flow through them. And then I would say the other part was going down the rhythm lane, the second rhythm lane there with the triple, the beginning of it, it had a pretty big hole in it in the first double there. So it just straight up broke down.
I'd agree.
Kristen Slack with Motocross Performance Magazine. This question is for both Eli and Blake. Last year, Dallas was not quite as friendly to both of you, with just kind of weird things happening throughout the night. If you do recall, how does it feel to finish this year on the podium up front?
It's good. I mean, there's certain events where you get the good vibes and certain events where you don't. And this place has been especially not good for me. So it's great to change that.
I've had ups and downs. I've liked it. Got my first win here, and then also dreaded coming back. So it just depends. But tonight to get out of here with a third is just as good as winning for me.
Jim Kimball with Motocross Action. This question is for Eli. Eli, you looked really, really smooth and great out there. Was there any laps or sections of the tracks, obstacles that gave you any trouble?
I guess the first set of whoops, that was the one section that could kind of come up and bite you. It seemed like, the end of them, there was a good kicker at the last couple of whoops there, and the beginning of them too, where the rut was in the turn. It was easy to get off balance. So that to me was the toughest part of the track.
Michael Antonovich with Transworld Motocross. This is for Eli as well. After a difficult week last week and the week before that, how have you reset to come into here and just pull it off the way you did tonight by having no competition from the start?
Well, just not change anything, and it's just racing dirt bikes, and it's crazy, when you go off the line with 20 guys like that, things happen, like last week in the first turn. So all you can do is look forward to that next week.
Hey, Scott, Moto Now blog. This question's for Blake. Consecutive podiums now. You're really starting to get up there. You mentioned you had a crash earlier in the week. How much did that affect your performance tonight, and what is it going to take for you to get to the top step of the podium?
I guess these two guys not show up would help. I don't know. Everybody's got the goal. Every team here. That's why everybody's here, is to win. So just got to have a better start and just smoother, faster laps is the bottom line to it. But it's not that easy.
This one's for Eli. When you have those bad races, what is your reaction when you get back? Are you super unbelievably mad, or are you able to kind of take it in stride because at least you're not hurt and you can come back the next week? What's your emotions on some of these bad ones?
It totally sucks, just because the amount of time you put into it. We all put in that work, but it's tough when you put in 3 months, or whatever it is for getting ready for the season, and you got your hopes high, and then all of a sudden, you're 70 points down out of the lead. So, yeah, it's a place I'd never want to be in, but here we are, and at least we're back to winning races.
And Eli, I don't know if we ever got to ask at Anaheim 1. What do you feel happened there? We saw the crash, but I don't think anyone really got to ask much about that.
Anaheim 1?
Yeah.
That was just losing my front end and then just washing out on the ramp of that little double out of that turn.
Yeah, this question's for Eli as well. To expand on that point a little bit further, not the A1, but just like ups and downs. It seems like I guess this whole season you've either won it or crashed. So like that must be like really weird mentally. So like, where do you exist like confidence wise? Like, are you confident every time that I don't know if you're gonna crash or you're gonna win? Like, what's going on?
All I do is just show up to the race and just go do what I do. Those crashes and situations have been weird. Last week was pretty freak too. The way my bike got tangled up into my teammates. So, like I said, it's just Supercross racing. Crazy things happen.
This one's for Marvin and Eli. Both of you guys had injuries in the first 2 rounds, but by now you've pretty well recovered and bounced back from it. At this point, how do you feel 7 weeks in?
Well, yeah, for sure. It feels a lot better than a couple weeks ago. And yeah, just like Eli said, when you get ready, you put in the work, and I mean, Anaheim 1 went a lot better than him, but the second round went really bad, and then you're struggling, and you feel like you're the best out there in the first round, and then after that you feel like you drop so far down, and it's injuries, any kind of type of injuries like that. It's really tough to keep on going or every day and every weekend and keeping up with cardio or gym training and then racing. It's hard, but yeah, I'm definitely doing a lot better every week. It's not like I would like to, but it's getting a lot better, and we're able to race pretty hard, so that's good.
You know, we're back to normal now, so that's good. It like I said, the racing stuff's crazy. You know, I was thinking the other day, you know, we ride at the Corona track in California. There, you know, for the first 2 months of the series, and I literally had one crash, you know, the entire time. And then you go to the race, and then you wad it up just like that, you know. So it's just, you know, you can be on this high, and then all of a sudden it goes crashing down like that. So just got to keep your head up.
Hey guys, Dark Side Moto X Pod Show. The last couple of years have been pretty exciting, really cool racing last year. Feld's been doing some things, changing up the point system, adding the Triple Crown, adding the Steve Mathis nets. What do you guys think about all the things they're doing to try to improve a little bit, maybe the fans' standpoint of getting to watch a race, and how do you guys feel about all those changes?
Talking about that Triple Crown, I think, doing three mains like that, it's really intense. I mean, especially, if it would have been on the track like that, when you see the start like a left and a really tight right for 3 starts main, it would have been. I think it would have been more of a. I don't know. Like we would have been. It would have been tough. I think it would have been. A2 was pretty tough for. Everyone. It was kind of hard to be consistent and with starts. We're so used to do one main. I like it like that.
Blaine Reagan with Solution MX. I have a question for Marvin. After the race, I noticed that you were kind of looking at the second set of whoops. What was going through your mind when you were diagnosing those after the race?
No, I just wanted to take a look. You know, when you walk the track, it's different when you're then on your bike. And just wanted to realize how rough it was, and you can see some rocks sticking out, and it was really tough. So yeah, I just wanted to realize standing in there to see how bad it was, and I don't know, try to learn, and it's good also that a guy like Ian or Roger went through the whoops and walking the whoops after the main. It's and to realize how tough it was, and try to learn from that.
Steve Giberson with Vital MX. How about a quick opinion from all three of you guys on the way the kink in the start and then that quick right-hander there?
I think anytime there's a 90-degree turn, somewhat of a 90-degree turn, that just leads to the pack, bunching up, and eventually, leads to guys getting blown off the track. So that's just the way those go, really. I don't know. Usually the short 90s are the worst, but obviously tonight you saw in that 250 race there was a pretty nasty crash. So it's just the way those turns, smash the pack together. That's what's happening in those crashes.
Well, I was pretty far outside, and I tried to push really hard to the outside and get onto the inside for the next turn. And when you watch the 250 start, it was pretty crazy, and obviously the 450 start was actually pretty clean. Maybe I expected something more crazy out of the very first turn and coming into the second turn, but it went pretty smooth. So I'm happy with the bad gate pick I had all the way outside to get in that position.
Steve Mathis here, back here. One question for all three of you guys. What about those nets that Feld has brought in this year? Talk about those nets, if they're a good idea, how nice they look, if this protects you, that sort of thing.
If it leads to us being able to have a bull turn, then heck yeah, they're sweet.
Beats a flat turn all day long.
Beats a flat turn all day long.
Well, I didn't experiment the nest yet, so and I don't want to. But I don't know. I mean, if you whiskey out of it and something bad happened and they saved you, then you're happy it was there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we've seen guys going off a berm like a jump. If you messed up. So why you don't like it, or you think it doesn't look good? Or? Oh no, seriously, or? Okay. Yeah, like you said. Yeah, I'd rather have the nest in a really nice corner. Yeah.
On that note, thank you guys.